All right. Day 23 summer, year 1 on farming farm. Today is the green rain day. So we are very much going to be focused on harvesting as much moss as we can get. This is one of those days where you just ignore everything else going on. Thankfully, there's not much going on. Tomorrow should be our melon harvest. Our second melon harvest. Today is all about getting that moss. We want to have 333 moss in the bank for the Statue of Blessings as soon as we hit masteries. Because, as it would make sense, on farming farm, we are doing farming mastery first. We want that extra little boost every day that we get from the Statue of Blessings. So we're just going to ignore anything else going on in our lives right now, and we are going to farm all of this moss. We're going to go across the farm and clear out all of these weeds. I'm actually going to chop this down just because it's annoying. And we're going to bank this moss until mastery. Hopefully, we'll have 400 moss at the end of this. That would be nice, because that way I can freely make a couple deluxe worm bins so that we have deluxe bait for when we want to do fishing. We're not relying on fishing here, but it can be useful sometimes. We're not going for perfection on this farm. We're just going for farming. So we don't need to catch every fish. We don't need to catch all the legendaries. We caught the legend in spring of year 1 here, and we put him in a fish pond as a trophy, but also as a consistent moneymaker. In the last month since we caught him, we've made probably, I can't be sure, but somewhere around 25 to 30,000 gold from having the legend in a fish pond on the farm. So that was definitely worth it. But other than that, we don't really need fishing for much. So if we would just have 2 deluxe bait makers, we would never run out of bait. Okay, so we're just going to continue clearing this, and then we're going to head out to Cindersap Forest. And we're going to hope that our moss collection picks up a little bit. We're not quite on pace for the amount of moss that I would like to see. I'd like to end the day with at least 300 moss. That might not be possible here, but we're going to try. We're just going to absolutely ignore any other responsibilities we might have, and we're going to harvest all of this moss from the green rain weeds. We're not going to talk to anybody. We're not going to water anything. Thankfully, we're out ahead of our watering right now. You can see we have some sprinklers that don't even have crops. I've been working very hard to harvest, to farm all of that ore and quartz in the mine. And it has worked out so far. We're finally ahead of our watering needs. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and head off the farm now. I'm not even gonna bother clearing that because I would have to switch to the pickaxe. And all I want to do right now is just scythe down these weeds and keep moving. Every weed has a 10% chance of giving a moss, and then the large weeds are guaranteed to give 2 to 3 moss. I don't see any on the screen right now to show you, but you'll see one in just a second, I'm sure. There's always going to be some here, and so there's one right there. See, this large weed is guaranteed to be 2 to 3 moss. So we're just going to keep working our way around Cinder Sap Forest. And it's probably okay if we just go until we pass out. We're going to lose a little bit of money. And we're going to need to eat our energy back up first thing in the morning. Unless, of course, we level foraging right now. Which could happen. This is getting us foraging XP. Not a lot, but some. Hey, Elena. How's it going this morning? I'm just taking advantage of the Green Rain event here to stock up on moss for later on. Ignoring every responsibility, this game is quite dope. I absolutely agree with you. It's quite a sandbox game. You can kind of play it however you want. So that's what I'm doing here. I've been playing this game for a little bit less than a year. I have a couple 100 hours into it. I've played a few different styles of farm. So I like to, each time I start a new farm, I like to set a different theme. So this farm is just crops. We're not going for perfection. We're not going for anything in particular. I just want to see the entire standard farm completely full of crops. So we're doing well so far. This is still just summer of year 1 right now. We currently have about 350 melons that we're going to harvest tomorrow. I am from the States. I'm from the East Coast of the United States. I can assure you, I am not a pro. If you watch long enough, you will see me make all kinds of stupid mistakes. Misclicks, bad moves. My combat is horrible. Nice to meet you too, thank you. You can follow. I post all the VODs onto YouTube, which there's a link in the About page. So if you want to take a nap later, you can put me on. Yeah, I know. I'm sure by the time I have a couple 1,000 hours, I will probably be better at this game. But for now, I just like that it's so relaxing. And it's chill. I'm going to be on for probably about 3 hours. I only just started the stream a little while ago. I think I'm going to settle on 3 hours as my stream length. No, I actually have some time. I'm at a point in my life where I have some time to just do whatever I want to do for a while. My kids are a bit older now. I'm not 100% responsible for them all the time anymore. They're off on their own. And and I have things kind of taken care of. Yeah, I know this. I know this. I'm ready to be done with night shift. I can tell you that much. I would like to never work a night shift again in my life if that was possible. I'm on PC here. I'm on a mouse and keyboard. Yeah, I'm on Steam. I feel like it's probably easier to play. Game graphics are awesome? Really? I'm not sure that I agree. My PC is not top of the line by any means. These components are about 10 years old. Thankfully, this game with the pixel graphics isn't so demanding. But I'm just gonna keep swiping away at all this moss so that we can build that statue of blessings once we hit farming mastery. Played GTA 5. I have not. I haven't really been into the GTA games since, gosh, I guess San Andreas or something. I'm an old school gamer. I actually, believe it or not, I played GTA 1 when it first came out. And I still to this day feel like GTA 1 was the best. GTA 2 was cool too, but GTA 1 is a game that I would still go back and play today, I'm telling you. If I could find GTA 1 today, I 100% would play the heck out of that thing. It was... You couldn't save the game. It was one, as far as I remember, it was just kind of a... Each playthrough, you had to start from scratch. And so you could get up to some serious mischief. You know, you didn't have to worry about any long-term effects from your actions. Yeah, sure. My Discord link is in the About page here. The go live notifications happen as long as you're followed, if I'm correct. As long as you followed me. So you should get those. Alright. We're almost through Cindersap Forest now. So I think we'll probably head up to the backwoods if we can make it there. I do have almost 300 moss, so that's really good. That was our goal here. Alright, cool. After the stream, I'll head on over to Discord and accept that. Thank you. Alright, so we did a complete clear of the farm. We did a complete clear of Cindersap Forest. We don't have much time left in the day, but we're gonna just go pass out in the backwoods. What kind of other games do you love to play most? Actually, right now, this is my favorite kind of game to play. A cozy single-player farming game. I've done plenty of multiplayer gaming in my life, and I can tell you, it's gotten worse over the years. I may be at that age where I'm just not willing. Oh, and we passed out. 305 moss. I'd say that was a good green rain day. And our watering can's ready. Souls games. You know, I've never played a Souls game. I really should do that. I really should. I know that. I've heard a lot of good stuff about those games. Alright, so we are not ready to harvest melons just yet. I thought it was going to be today, but I guess I was wrong. Oh, cool. We got 320 gold from Pierre. Yeah, I know. My son is playing Elden Ring right now. He's dead set that he's gonna finish it. So the next time I see him, I'll have to check in on how that's going. I should see him again in just a few weeks. He lives about 4 hours away. So we see each other once a month or every other month or so. Oh, I didn't even read my mail yesterday because I was so focused on getting moss. Alright, we did grab some legend roe there. That's 10,000 gold right there in another 4 days. I'm not carrying my watering can at the moment, so I can't give my puppy any water. We're gonna go ahead and stash all this stuff. And pick up our watering can for one. Oh, that's right, our watering can is at Clint's. We have to go get it. It just told us that. No, while I'm streaming, I'm just streaming. That's fine. I will accept your Discord request after the stream, though. Yeah, that's fine. We can connect later on Discord. As soon as the stream is over, I'll head over to Discord and I'll accept that request. Alright, so what do we have? We can put some gold. We can put, yeah, we'll put some gold in over there. Oh, we've got the quartz. Alright. And we also want to refill these charcoal bins, the charcoal furnaces. We want to keep those things working. We're gonna need it. All right. All right, let's go break that meteorite and see how much iridium we get. This meteorite's been chilling on the farm for a few weeks now. And now that we have a gold pickaxe, we can break this puppy open. Alright, let's see what happens. Nice, we got a prismatic shard. Alright, have a great day. Have a great day. Try to enjoy it. We got a prismatic shard. See you later, Elena. We don't have the bus just yet. We'll have the bus as soon as we harvest these melons. So, I do think the first thing we're gonna do is go get that galaxy sword. And then once we have the spare gold, we'll buy the galaxy hammer instead. We got a couple omni geodes. We now have enough iridium for 3 iridium bars. If we can get 1 more iridium bar, we can make our 2 crystallariums to farm quartz right now. to continue making more sprinklers every day. That would be huge. Even just one crystallarium right now would be huge, because that would guarantee 2 quartz per day, no matter what else is going on. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to leave ourselves 2 quartz in the bin, in the box, to make absolutely certain that we can do that, because we paid for the panning. Oh, and we're out of coal. See how that works? You know, I think I maybe didn't even bring the coal with me. Yeah, there it is. I was just using the coal from the charcoal bins that I picked up. Alright, we're ready to go. We're ready to go get our watering can. We're also ready to make 8 more sprinklers. How about that? Let's go place these sprinklers, and then we'll head over to Clint's and we'll get that watering can. Alright, we're making good progress here. Our fall pumpkins is gonna go hard, guys. Look at that. And these are still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there is one row down here that's vulnerable to crows. So we're going to have to make just a couple more scarecrows, and then we'll be fine with that. Let's go get our watering can, which is going to be a steel watering can right now. I think we just go ahead and upgrade it immediately to gold. That would take 10,000 gold, which we do not have. So we'll actually have to wait a day or two. But we can at least go pick it up. Do we have other geodes that we can break while we're there? We have a few, not a ton. Not a ton, but a few. Alright, let's do that. Well, we might as well get the moss that we see when we see it, right? Because I'm still gonna need a bit more moss. We got 300 couple moss. The statue is 333 moss. And I also want to make 2 deluxe bait makers, which are 30 moss each. I think I'm pretty safe to go ahead and make those, and then collect moss as we can to get back up to 333 before we're mastery on farming. It's going to take us a while to get to level 10 combat. We're close. We're not that far away for the rest of the skills, but combat is definitely going to take a while. Alright, so we've at least got one thing to donate to Gunther. I really want to hit that 60 mark so that I can start buying iridium sprinklers from Krobus. That's a big deal. Once a week you can get 1 iridium sprinkler from Krobus on Friday for 10,000 gold. And that's going to be huge for us. I don't think that was 60. But it was something. Alright, we got a rare crow. I'll take it. I'll take it. So that achievement was 40. So we still need 20 more items to donate to the museum to get to Krobus. Okay, that's gonna take a little while, sadly. Alright, and we need to go up to the mountain to get our pan, which gives us another chance at iridium. We really need to be on the lookout for panning spots. I mean, we kinda all watched the Joja guys tear that thing out of the wall. It's not like it's a mystery. They jackhammered that thing out of there. Alright, let's go. Fingers crossed for some iridium ore. Okay, let's go. And on this save, I am not putting this pan on my head because check out this awesome hat that I have. Okay, this pan is not going on my head this time. I thought we were supposed to get a guaranteed panning spot as soon as we get it. Alright, let's just collect some moss while we're here. And then I guess we just kind of head back to the farm and chill. I know we have to do some ore farming. But I'd like to get those deluxe worm bins going. And just kind of take stock. What I'd really like is to pan up some iridium ore. That would be the best. But for now, I think the rest of today can just be recovering from the green rain day. Yesterday, that was quite a day. We woke up and we scythed weeds until we passed out. I think maybe our farmer's a little traumatized from that. I think we should give him a break. Get to bed on time tonight, for once. Yeah, we just collected 22 moss already. Hey, bud. Alright, so we're just gonna clear trees. Eventually we're gonna clear all these trees and we're not gonna let them grow back. Where did my watering can get to? There it is. So we're just gonna do some clearing. I'm gonna take care of these stones this time as well. We've got plenty of time, and we're at a point now where we have plenty of energy. We can't do this until midnight though. I should probably take a break and go. I know I have some stuff to harvest on the farm, so we should probably go get that stuff in the bin. Just gonna collect what we have on the ground here. go harvest what I have available. Then we'll come back and we'll clear this up. We're gonna let these trees grow though, because for now we don't actually need that space. Pepper, some corn, some summer squash, some sunflowers, a few forageables. I think that's it. Oh, there's another corn, there's another summer squash. Alright, so let's go get our summer seeds as placeholders. We don't have everything. Oh, we do. We do have everything to make 10 more. I think that's more than enough to fill in these gaps. Way more than enough. We only needed a few. But we're going to need a lot more if we don't want to have to hoe all this ground back up. I think what oh, there's another summer squash. I think what we'll do is we'll just, from today on, there's only 4 days left in this season. I think we'll just focus on keeping placeholders on our fertilizer spots. Ooh, that almost went in the water. Nice. To be honest, I don't know if the crop dies there, does the fertilizer stay? This one we've already identified, so we can sell that. We're never going to need that again. Okay. Alright, and the acorns, and the rest can go in the bin. We'll pick the wood back up, and we'll make more coal. And we'll pick the coal back up, make more gold and iron bars. Okay, where's our wood? There it is. Alright, put that away. Put that stuff away. We could make 4 more sprinklers right now. And I think that's exactly what we're gonna do. We really want to get out ahead of this sprinkler situation, because when we sell these melons, I don't know if we're going to need these all right away. But it won't be long until we do. Okay, there's another one. And we want to place this rare crow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We want to place that rare crow. Probably want to bring it up 1. There we go. Kind of have them overlap a little bit so that we have less chance of losing stuff in the corners. Alright, so now we're going to throw stuff in the bin. I'm going to go ahead and give the dog water. We managed to collect a few more silver summer squash. That's what we've been stacking up for energy food. So we are fine on that. So everything else that's not a forageable can go in the bin. Alright. Now we can get back to cleaning up the farm. I think our farmer probably appreciates that we're just cleaning up the farm today and that we're not doing anything too stressful. We're staying close to home. We're doing our chores. getting the farm cleaned up. He's got to feel good about that. And remember, we're going to go to bed on time. Oh, we got a geode from a rock on the farm. How about that? That's some good luck. Now, I've promised that we're going to go to bed on time, so we have to keep that promise. Come on. Alright, so we just have to head on back. Starting to feel exhausted? That's the perfect time to go home. Okay, let's just have a peek inside this greenhouse. Oh my goodness, the strawberries are ready. Oh, farmer, I played you. I am so sorry. And this is why the greenhouse has been moved over next to the house. For this exact reason, so that I can just pop my head in and see how things are going. Once we get the farm computer, which is a Demetrius recipe, then we don't have to rely on our own wits anymore. We'll just have a computer to check that will tell us if there's things ready in the greenhouse. Okay, we're still going to be on time to bed. We're not going to be late. Alright, and these strawberries are going straight in the bin. Yes. Alright, let's see what we've got here. We do have time to swap things out there. Let's get our iridium started. Yeah, let's get our iridium started. Let's get a crystallarium up with some quartz in it. Okay. Alright. Exciting. Our first iridium bars are on their way. What have we got going on here? Oh, that's the raccoon tree. Alright, so the strawberries. What do we have here? We have 19,000 gold from the strawberries. So that's going to be every 4 days now. That's great news. That was part of our main goal for the springtime, was to get enough strawberries, to make enough strawberry seeds to fill up the greenhouse. Here's our melon harvest. Oh boy. Alright, George wants a hot pepper. I can do that. I can do that. Alright, let's get our furnaces going. What do we even have? Not much. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and we'll harvest all of this. And then it's probably a smart idea to head right back, bring Demetrius a melon. Yep. It's probably a smart idea to head right back into the mines now. Whoops, I'm putting stuff in the wrong bin. Because we have exhausted all of our ore. Now, though, let's make a crystallarium. We can make one crystallarium, which I think is iridium, stone, and a battery pack. Iridium, gold, stone, and a battery. Do we have 5 gold bars? We do. Okay, so we can make one, and then we're gonna throw that quartz in it. So we're gonna make a crystallarium. We're gonna put it here near the door. Yes, here near the door. And we're gonna throw that quartz in it. So on our way out of the house in the morning, we can grab a quartz, and our way into the house in the evening, we can grab a quartz. All right, check out our melon harvest. There's a hot pepper for George right there. Look at this melon harvest. All right, let's go. Let's start from the bottom and work our way back to the house. We're gonna be here a while. We're gonna be here a good while. Alright? And I tell you what, we should probably put the hoe in for upgrade, because we can't fill all these spots. Alright, we're gonna bank this money. We're gonna go finish all the Joja bundles, I believe. And then we'll, on the first day of fall, we'll spend all of our money on pumpkin seeds. Okay, so that's the plan. We're gonna bank this money. We're gonna head to the Joja Mart. We're gonna buy every bundle they have. First of all, we're gonna just completely take... Can we sell these to Joja Mart? That is what we should do. I'm not trying to be mean to Pierre. I don't want to bankrupt the guy. I did sell him the last melon harvest and was surprised to learn that he actually had 80,000 gold in his cash register all at that time. We're gonna grab these seeds, because we have learned that the seed spot seeds are definitely worth grabbing. My birds are saying good morning over there. Alright, we leveled up our farming. That should be level... Oh no, that'll be the foraging. Farming was already 10. So we leveled up foraging right there, and that's why we plant wild seeds. We still need to finish leveling up fishing. We did use fishing a lot for the early game, but we've kind of stopped. We've kind of stopped going fishing. Speaking of which, we still need to make those deluxe worm bins. Alright. The wild seeds definitely come into play in winter as well, because there's only one other thing to grow in winter, and that's powder melons. And you better believe we're going to be trying to get a big field of powder melons going this winter. But probably most of it is going to be wild seeds. And I'm not going to complain about that. We want that foraging XP. We want to max out everything as quickly as possible. I'm no speedrunner, but I'll be very happy if we get mastery by the end of year 1. I think that'll be a pretty good go. Alright, and this time we're going to try to make sure that we don't forget a melon. Our first melon harvest, we came back home and started planting. And that melon right there had hidden behind that scarecrow. And I never did harvest that until after we were back home. So I kept that thing in a chest. It's in the house. It's waiting for me to put it on a pedestal as a memorialized melon to remember our first harvest. there are a couple spots there that do not have fertilizer. They must have had other plants in them when we went to do that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make a bunch of these wild seeds. I think 200 should cover it. Actually, you know what? There's no reason not to make them all and to actually cover this. It's going to make our fall start so much easier if we can just scythe everything down instead of having to re-hoe up all those spots. Alright, I think it's time to switch from silver summer squash to gold melons for our energy food. It's time. Alright, let's get ourselves organized. I think I'm going to bring more. What do we need? We need spice berries, grapes, and sweet peas. We're gonna go ham on this and make sure we have enough seeds to cover our entire field. Okay. We're gonna save one of these hot peppers for George. We're gonna save, let's say, 34 of these gold star melons for energy. Actually, you know what? Let's just do the full 68 there. That should make sure that we have energy for at least the next month. And then by the time we need any more, we'll have pumpkins available. So the rest is going in the bin. Oh no. Yes, it is going in the bin. We don't need that money right this minute. We don't need that money right this minute. We have 3 more days of summer left. And we can't plant anything that's going to actually fruit. So we've already got the seeds to fill this space anyway. Definitely saving those broccoli seeds. Okay, everything else goes in the bin. We're keeping 1 hot pepper for George. And you know what? I forgot to just keep 1 regular melon back for Demetrius. So we're going to have to give him 1 of ours. Oh well. It's fine. It's not the end of the world. Alright. We have, I believe, enough seeds to cover this entire thing. They are not going to come to fruition. Keep that in mind. These seeds are not going to be harvested. Why can't... Okay. They're just placeholders. My dog was blocking me from planting that spot. That was a little annoying. He gets in the way sometimes, but I love the guy. Alright, so we're just gonna plant up this whole field with these seeds for no other reason than to fill space, so that we can just scythe it down instead of having to rehoe, because in 3 days, and then the season turning, most of this field would probably be untilled and possibly have weeds on it. Okay, why is that even tilled still? Okay. So we're just going to do this. This is advanced ground prep for fall. This has nothing to do with our current farming today. This is just us prepping the ground for next month. Okay, and then that way we can scythe it all down and then fertilize everything. We'll have to look up the pumpkins. We'll see. I'm still pretty sure we can't afford to fertilize everything. We need deluxe speed grow for the pumpkins, I believe, to get another harvest out of them. I would love to do that, but I'm not sure we're going to have the gold for it. Actually, I can guarantee you we won't. Well, would you look at that? 400, what was it? 440, I think, seeds we had was not enough. And we also have all these sprinklers that we haven't used yet. So now the question is, do we want to keep going? I don't think so. I think we want to save what we have left for next year. So I think we're calling that good enough. I think we're calling that good enough, and we'll be doing this later. All right, what we do want to do is take our hoe to get upgraded. That's going to be a big deal. There's a quartz. See how that works? So if we are at the farm in the middle of the day, we can get one as well. We could get possibly 3 per day. But generally it's just going to be 2 per day. But that bumps up our quartz. We no longer have to rely on luck in the mines to maintain a steady supply of quartz. Okay, we're going to go to Clint. We're going to put our hoe in for upgrade. We're going to drop this off at the museum. We're going to break these geodes. We're going to give George his hot pepper. We're going to give Demetrius his melon. We're going to go do a laundry list of chores here. Alright, let's upgrade that hoe. And just throw these geodes on the mat there, on the anvil, and see if we get lucky. I think that's... no, we already turned that one in. Okay, we did not get lucky. So we just have this one thing to hand in to Gunther. 19 more to go. After this... Alright, nothing that I care to pick up right now. So we're going to go give George his pepper. Garbage hat. How about that? I've never gotten a garbage hat before. Oh, you know what we can do while we're here? We can go give George the pepper. We can do the alleyway buffet another time. I just handed in my hoe for upgrade. Alright, let's find George. He's probably watching TV. We all know it. There he is. How about that? Oh, you know, that's right. We haven't gone to look at the community center since we bought that Joja membership. Now that's a good find, those cookies. Look at that. Alright. Yeah, he's still talking about the green rain a couple days later. for a buddy to bring me tuna, Sam. I actually am absolutely going to do that. We're gonna go give Demetrius this melon and then immediately go to get the tuna to Sam. Hopefully we can get that tuna to Sam before the end of the day. Okay, there's a Joja warehouse, and I'm gonna guess there's nothing interactable in here. It's just a boring old warehouse. Alright, we're gonna go give this melon to Demetrius, and then we're gonna try to catch Sam before... Tell you what, I'll check this way first, because if he's not in the house, he's usually over here. Or he could also be... Oh man, I hope this is still open, yeah. Okay. Maybe he was on the other... Maybe he was by the fountain. I didn't go over that. There he is. Alright. Hey Annie. It's going well so far. Completing some goals here. Working on the summer farm. We just harvested our second and last melon harvest for the summer. So on this farm, we're really focused on making this just a crop focused run. So it's late in the season. I just harvested my second harvest of melons. This is our field. I just harvested our second harvest of melons, and I'm using all of these wild seeds as placeholders so that I have less work to do on the first day of fall. So we've filled our greenhouse with strawberries. We harvested those already. They'll be ready again in a couple days. And we're working on just building more sprinklers. Building lots of sprinklers. I'm doing great. How are you doing? Alright, we need to grab a tuna to give to Sam to complete this special order. Overnight, we'll see how much money we made from these melons, and then we'll go complete all of our Joja bundles. That's good to hear. We just have to find Sam. He might be at the saloon playing pool. I have not memorized everyone's schedules, but I know he does do that. No, he's not there. Okay. It's a cozy farming game. It can get pretty serious, but if all you want to do is just enjoy yourself, it's great for that. It's kind of a sandbox game. You can play it however you want. You can take your time. There's no time limit. Some of the quests have, like this one was 2 days you have to give Sam a tuna. But you don't have to do that. The quest just expires and you'll get another one later. You could take 20 years to complete these. There's no rush. I'm just trying to do this from Texas, the city of barbecue. That's a funny sentence. I've never heard that sentence before. Alright, so we've already seen that. That can go in the bin. Let's just refresh our machines. that garbage hat is gonna bug me. I really like the hat I'm already wearing, but I think I have to put this on. I'm from the East Coast of the US. Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't like that hat. You know what? It's funny, but I don't like it. I like my swashbuckler hat. Alright. Yeah, see, we get another quartz. Alright, do we even have anything to put in that we have? We could make 1 iron bar. Thank you, I appreciate that. We could make 1 iron bar, so I'm not even going to bother, but I am going to make some more charcoal. I'm still debating whether or not I want to make a ton of seed makers. I'm going to keep debating this internally. Alright, we've got some forage there. I can at least take everything out of the furnaces so that I know what I have. My goal in streaming is to just relax, chill out, have a good time, enjoy myself, talk to people, connect. But really just relax and chill. Alright, I think I'm done for today here. I think I'm ready to put this farmer to bed. Yeah, not much else to do here. Alright. Level 8 foraging, +1 wild berry harvesting, +1 axe proficiency, farm warp totems, tent kits, and survival burgers. I don't think I'm going to use hardly any of that. The axe proficiency and wild berry harvesting are nice though. We get an extra berry. Alright, we got 128,000 gold from our melon harvest. So we're going to go to Joja. I was just saying I was putting my farmer to bed for the night. I'm going to be streaming for another couple hours. No worries about that. I can do about 3 hours in one sitting. That's about my comfort zone. Alright, so today we're going to buy all those Joja bundles. We're going to complete our Joja bundles. And then we're just going to save the rest of the money that we have for pumpkin seeds when the seasons change. Oh, I like to do gardening in my spare time. I like to grow food. That's part of why I like this game. Alright, do we have extra? We don't have extra seeds. We have some mixed seeds and mixed flower seeds. We can use those. But yeah, I like to garden. I like to spend time out in the woods. I like to spend time outside in general. Do some woodworking. How about you? Alright, so we're going to go buy those Joja bundles, and then we're probably going to do the mines today. We're probably going to do the mines today. We need to... Oh, I guess we're really early for this. I tell you what though, we can just walk around and look for panning spots while we wait for Joja to open at, I believe, 9 o'clock. Yes, 9 o'clock. So we can look for there is a panning spot right there. Let's hope it doesn't go away before we get there. Alright, and this is great news. We're getting a lightning storm. So we'll have some more batteries tomorrow. So as soon as we have iridium ore available, we should be able to start making... Thank you for the follow, I appreciate that. We should be able to start making iridium sprinklers as soon as we get access to more iridium. I have there's another panning spot. Iron ore, I won't say no to that. It's 9 o'clock, so Joja's open now. I have been streaming just about any time of day. I think I'm settling on morning, 7 a.m., 7:30 a.m. That's Eastern time. So that's after night shift for a few hours. But that would be before most people on the East Coast go to work. Yeah, so I'll start streaming here about 7:30 each morning, I think. And it seems that I'm good for about 3 hours. After 3 hours, I start to get tired. I have played tons of games over the years. I don't really plan on streaming anything other than Stardew Valley at this point. I'm just looking to relax. I don't want to be stressed out. I don't want to have to deal with toxicity from anyone, that's for sure. I just want to chill. Alright, we're gonna buy the bridge. I have not eaten yet. No, I generally wait until later in the day to eat. Okay, so we bought the one bundle. Tomorrow we'll be able to get the last bundle. I tell you what, we'll just take the mine carts to the mine and farm out the rest of the day. I'll go open these geodes while I'm here, just to see what they have to offer. I don't really play multiplayer games that much. I do play some with my family, just for fun. But other than that, I'm pretty much just playing single player games. Alright, I think that's a new one for us. Yeah, so we've got one more thing to donate. We haven't really been focusing on the relationships. Should we also play a game just for fun? Not now, but later as soon as possible? No thanks. I'm just streaming this single player game. I have my Discord in the About page there in the bio. If you want to hop into the chat there and just tell me what it is you want to play. Maybe we can work out a gaming session. Maybe we can work out a gaming session that way. Maybe once a week I can play with my viewers on stream. We'll see. Can I send you my Discord? Yeah, like I said, the link is in the bio there. Alright, so I think we should just focus on progressing here because we're going to have the bus to the desert open in just a couple days. So we're probably going to want to start doing Skull Cavern runs. So we're going to want to get to the bottom of these mines to get the skull key. You have some suggestions for me. Let me take a wild guess. It involves graphic design and making my profile more beautiful. I'm just taking a wild stab in the dark here. No way. Am I a super skilled guesser? Alright, that was a lucky ladder. Oh no. This is exactly what I did not want, is a humongous infested floor. We'll get it though, it'll just take an extra minute. Alright, we're gonna recover health right there. And of course it's a crab. If you go to the Discord in the bio, it'll take you exactly where you want to go. Alright, so we're gonna have to knock each one of these with a pickaxe if they're not gonna come out on their own. My account was in spam. Okay, I will check it later. When the stream is over, I will check Discord. But I'm not doing it during the stream. Yep, I get you. When the stream is over, I will head on over to Discord and we can connect there. But not before that. No, I can't do it now. Thank you for asking. But no, I'm not doing it now. Alright, we're getting a little bit unlucky with our ladder here. Oh, and there it is. Ask and you shall receive, I guess. Keep in mind, we're not really power farming resources right now. Oh, here's a special slime, so we might get an upgrade. Although really, all we're looking for... Oh, that's the exact same one we have. Maybe it doesn't have a enchantment at all. Probably should have gotten that diamond node. to see if maybe there's a free staircase here somewhere. And we're just going to go ahead and wade right into all these monsters and get hurt, because that is how we do combat. Just wade right in and face tank everything that they have to offer. Alright. That's not bad. I think it looks like we're not going to make it to the bottom of the mines today, just judging on our current pace. But we'll definitely make it so that we will make it on one more trip. Okay, there we go. We're making good enough progress that we'll make it in another day. To be fair, I don't know the exact programming of these stones. I don't know if it calculates if there's going to be a ladder when the level is spawned or when you hit the rock. Hey, going good here. How about you? We're just trying to get to the bottom of the mines right now. We harvested our melons. We sold our melons. We just need to buy the last Joja bundle tomorrow because we bought the quarry bridge today. So they'll repair that overnight. And then tomorrow we can buy the bus repair. And then that's done. And then we can start really ramping up our resource gathering once we get to the Skull Caverns. I started streaming just a couple days ago. There's our star drop, that comes in handy. It refills our energy bar when we eat it, but it also gives us more maximum energy. Alright, let's see if we can make it any further. It's already 8 p.m. here. I might be able to make it 5 or even 10 more floors. I'm just not sure if we can make it further than that. Let's get him off of this tillable ground. I generally stream, at this point I've only been doing it a few days, but it seems that I enjoy streaming from 7:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. and that's Eastern time in the United States. That's the East Coast of America. So I'm not sure what that makes it for your time. Come back here, Bat. Ask away. Cool stuff for streamers. Yeah, let me guess. You're offering me graphic design services for my profile page. It's amazing how many of you guys there are. No thanks. I mean, you can definitely hop on my Discord and post examples if you want. But I'm not going to be buying anything from you, so you can stop wasting both of our time on that. You can just stop right now because I'm not buying anything from you. Alright, there's a free ladder. but it is getting late, so we're just gonna go ahead and go. 105 is good. 105 is good. We'll be able to get to the bottom next time. We're gonna go drop our stuff in our chests. Got some gold from the legend there. We don't need the amethyst. Obviously the red mushrooms aren't good for anything that we need to do. Okay, so the rest we're gonna put into our various excuse me. We're gonna put into our various chests. We actually got some good stuff here. Oh, we did have a forage. Alright, we'll grab that quartz. Alright. Looking good. Looking good. And we have more quartz. And now that we have our crystallarium with a quartz in it, we can just throw all of our quartz in there. We don't have to worry about that anymore because we'll have another quartz in a couple hours. Alright. So we definitely want to keep the charcoal kilns going. We're not getting enough coal in our mine runs to keep these furnaces running constantly. Okay, so that's it for today. I think maybe tomorrow is our next strawberry harvest. So we're gonna head to bed here and see what tomorrow has in store. There they are, restoring the quarry bridge. That's actually a really big deal because there are coal deposits in that quarry. Yep. That opens up some easy resource harvesting. We're gonna go clear that out. It's a rainy day. Copper hoe is ready. The bookseller is in town. We do have money for the bookseller, so we might want to check that out. Some of those are worth spending money on for sure. Alright, and we have another rainy lightning day, so we want to immediately collect all of our battery packs so that these lightning rods are free to collect more lightning. Alright, and that's wonderful that we have all those battery packs. Each one of those battery packs is one battery pack, one iridium bar, and one gold bar, if I recall. Yep. So each one of those battery packs is one iridium sprinkler. And that's usually the bottleneck. Once we get into the deep dive skull cavern runs, we're going to have more iridium than we can use. Initially, we're going to be short on iridium, but over the next couple months, we're going to be going down to floor 200, 250. I think I may have even reached 300 at some point, but that's about as deep as I've ever gone. I don't like to use staircases much. I'm going there to harvest resources, so coming back with 300 iridium bars is just fine. I don't really need it to be more lucrative than that. Alright, we got another legend row there today. Okay. And there we are. We do need to go ahead and make more gold bars. We need more resources. Since I started streaming a few days ago, I've been constantly surprised by how many graphic designers are trying to sell me services. That's just an inch. I understand it's scams. I understand it's probably foreign botnets. But they actually do come on the channel and they listen and they respond. It's a very interesting business plan. Alright. Let's see what we've got. We've got a few odds and ends here. Scared off 23 crows over here. Good job, Scarecrow. No, I don't want to eat the corn. I'm just trying to harvest some stuff. Get a few more gold. Every gold counts. See how we haven't planted seeds here and the ground is already untilling itself? So when the seasons change, I've scared off 9 crows. So when the seasons change, there's probably going to be some work to do there. But we did fill up most of it. This is all just going in the bin. So we're not doing that. This is going to take a while because we have not been working on relationships. We're not doing that. We're working on this. Okay. So we probably actually go work on this. We're going to go to the quarry. You know what? Let's leave the quarry for another day. Let's just try to get to the bottom of the mines today. We do need to go to Joja and buy the bus repair. And then we can just go hit the bottom of the mines. They open at 9 a.m., so we're just going to do a quick scan for panning spots while we wait for them to open. Actually, he's open at 9 as well. He said my hoe was ready today. So we're just going to do a quick scan for panning spots. Not finding anything. And now we're going to go ahead and buy the bus repair. Okay. And then we're going to go get our hoe. I don't have time to upgrade it to a gold hoe. The difference between copper hoe and steel hoe I don't think is really enough for me to bother with right now. I'd like to go ahead and get it straight to gold if I can, but I'm going to need it in 2 days. So I'm just going to keep a hold of it for now. I'm not going to upgrade it again until after I get the first planting done. Once I've planted an entire farm of pumpkins, then I can put it back in for upgrades. And I'll also be upgrading my copper pan. Upgrading the pan really pays off. The iridium pan is very worth it. Okay, so we're going to go straight to the mines. We're just going to focus on getting to the bottom of the mines right now. Because tomorrow we will have access to the skull caverns if we've gotten to the bottom of the mines. Okay, these guys aren't going to budge, so I might as well just kill them there. just looking for ladders at this point. He's hurt, so he's just standing in a corner, basically. Alright, we're not going to ignore the resource nodes, though, right? We want to get to the bottom of the mine, but we also want gold and iron. And obviously we're not going to get much iron in this section of the mine. So if we see gold, we need to get it. Because we want to make those sprinklers. Alright, there's nothing over there, so we're going to head down. Gold is also an ingredient for iridium sprinklers. So we need it either way. And when we get access to the iridium, we'll just switch over to making iridium sprinklers immediately. The bottleneck then becomes the battery packs. We're probably going to need a couple hundred. I mean, I guess, let me think. I think I saw the entire standard farm is something like 3,400 spaces, 3,400 tillable tiles. Each iridium sprinkler waters 24 tiles. So that means we'll need about 150. About 150. Come on. Iridium sprinklers. So that's how many battery packs we need. And we'll need 750 iridium ore. Now once we get to doing deep dives in the skull caverns, 750 iridium ore, we'll have that in about 3 skull cavern runs, 2 or 3 skull cavern runs. When we first start out doing skull cavern runs, we're not going to be able to progress very deep. One of the things we need to do is we need to farm the dwarf scrolls so that we can purchase bombs. That's an important part of being able to do successful skull cavern runs, is having a nice store of bombs to liberally use, to just spread them around. You want to go on iridium luck days. You want to have the best luck possible. A lot of times, I'll just wait until we have full mastery so that we can have both the Statue of Blessings and the statue. That's my first mystery box that I found. So that we can have both the Statue of Blessings and the statue of the Dwarf King to have our best skull cavern runs. There's a couple combinations. The statue, we're gonna go break open these. There's a lot of barrels there on that floor. So we're gonna break open those barrels and see if we get anything cool. Got some iron ore, some hardwood genie shoes. I think that's no, you know what? I'd rather have the extra defense. They are kind of cute. They are kind of cute. But I would rather have the extra defense. We're just going to toss those in the bin. I've already made my choice. And we're going to head down. It's 4:40 p.m. and we still need to go 10 more floors. Okay, now these are a definite upgrade. It's just one more defense. And one more immunity. Salute. Alright. So we're just gonna try to get 10 more floors here. I don't think we're going to have to pass out at the end of the night to get this done. I think we should be able to just get this done. Come on, buddy. Alright. Alright, so here we are. We're just gonna start, now that we've cleared the monsters, we're just gonna start hitting every stone we see. We start off just hitting the stones that we want, the resource nodes, the experience-giving stones. And as we progress through the floor, we start just hitting every stone we can see. The monsters have a much greater chance of dropping a ladder than the stones do. So it's good to focus on killing monsters. But if they don't drop a ladder, then you have to just start hitting everything you see. Not sure why I walked back just for that one stone. I don't think it was worth wasting time on. Alright, this one's a good floor. You might notice that I'm really bad at combat, and therefore I don't really like combat. And that's why combat is almost always going to be the last thing that I get to level 10. But we're going to try to do our best to do it in a timely manner here. We're going to try to do our best to do it in a timely manner. Because boy oh boy do we want that iridium scythe. We want to be able to swipe through our fields and get things harvested quickly. We don't want to have to take forever to do that. Alright, we're just gonna take the ladder. It's getting kinda late. We need to do 5 more floors. I really want to get to the bottom today because we want to go straight to the Skull Cavern. It's going to be not a great run to start with. We're not going to be able to afford all the bombs we need. We can't even talk to the dwarf yet, even if we wanted to buy a bunch of bombs. So what we might have to do some iron farming in the mines. Please tell me there's not a freebie somewhere, I just can't see it. I've hit so many rocks. I don't see a freebie. Fingers crossed we get this ladder soon. Or I might have to turn around and go home without getting to the bottom. I really don't want to do that. Alright, let's eat that. And let's just run away from this combat to scout for a staircase. There is a staircase right there. Alright. We just need... Wow. Alright, there's a lot of stuff going on here. Alright, the squid ink is nice. I'm not sure I'm going to need it in this run. We're going to skip the resources there, and we're just going to go for these staircases, these ladders. We just want to get down one more floor, and if we can get home and get in our own bed, that's really nice. All the gold we can save is more pumpkins to plant. So right now we would lose 2,000 gold, I believe, by passing out in the mines. That's a few pumpkins. Okay, there was no freebie at the end. So we really have to hope for a staircase quickly so that we can get to bed. Oh man, this is not looking good. It's not the end of the world if we pass out here. It's just annoying. Pretty seriously annoying. Yeah, I see it. What's going to be even more annoying is if we don't get this last floor. There we go. Okay, just barely made it in time. Now let's see if we can get inside our house. We just have to get to the house. I think we made it. I think we made it. We made it just in time. We even have time to put stuff away. I'm not going to bother with those machines. I'm not even going to bother selling anything. Excuse me. I'm just going to put stuff away. Nice. We got that dwarf scroll. So we still have one dwarf scroll to go. Okay. Is there anything that we can just remove? We can remove the prismatic shard because we're going to take that with us to the desert tomorrow. We want that galaxy sword. It is a huge upgrade. It's a huge upgrade. Okay. Put everything else away. Oh. Put everything else away. I'm really entirely out of wood. Okay. Okay. We might have to spend a day chopping trees soon. Sorry about that noise. Okay, and right to bed, right before 2 a.m. Right before 2 a.m. Alright, the bus is repaired. All of the bundles are done now. And I guess we can probably get started farming hardwood to repair the boat to Ginger Island. We're definitely going to want Ginger Island. We want more crops. We want more crops. And we haven't found an ancient fruit yet. We haven't found an ancient seed yet. That's one reason to use the seed makers, is for that chance at an ancient seed packet. Alright, so now that the bus is repaired, we have a prismatic shard. We definitely want to do that. We want to go, and today's the last day of the season. We don't have anything else to do on the farm. What we're really focusing on is mining resources to make more sprinklers, so we might as well do that in the Skull Cavern. We're just gonna see if there's anything we can harvest here. Every little bit of gold counts. Every bit of gold we can make here is more pumpkins to plant, which is more profit. So that we can expand our fields. Alright. So we're going to make some more wild seeds with that. We're going to fill in these gaps to make our lives easier on the first day of fall. I don't know how many, I only have 18 left. Okay, so see we've made more sprinklers than we have field for currently. So we want to try to keep this full of stuff so that we can focus our hoeing energy down here, because that's going to take a while. Tomorrow is going to be a very busy farming day. Okay, put that quartz in there. Put the rest of the forage in there. Put the produce in the bin. Okay. I'm just gonna throw that squid ink in the fishing box. Moonlight jellies. Alright, we've got our battery packs. We've got more gold bars. And actually, I think that means we can make 9 more quality sprinklers. I tell you what, let's make 1 iridium sprinkler. Okay, we're gonna make 1 iridium sprinkler right now. Ooh, that was satisfying. Alright. Alright, we can make more quartz here. And I think the plan is going to be that we keep the quality sprinklers to this column, and we start the next column of farm with the iridium sprinklers. We still need to make a couple more. Okay, that worked out well. We still need to make a couple more scarecrows. Nice. Nice, that's for Gunther to identify, okay. We still need to make a couple more scarecrows, so let's do that. Oh, I don't think we have the wood. Right, scarecrows are 50 wood, 1 coal, 20 fiber. We definitely need to make a couple though, so we're gonna have to chop some wood today. We need to, at a minimum, we need to make 1. Okay, we're gonna put this sprinkler I guess we put it here. so that we come straight across. We'll cover this ground here, and it's still within 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, it's not really within that scarecrow, is it? Okay, so we need to cut some trees, which is fine. There are trees to cut. I'd really like to go do some skull cavern, but we need to get set up for tomorrow. We need to make sure we're ready to go for this pumpkin planting. Once the pumpkins are planted, then we can focus on the skull caverns. But I don't want to be losing pumpkins to crows. So we're gonna chop down some trees. We're gonna make a couple scarecrows. That's more than enough trees, but I want to have some extra to make coal with. Okay, and I think during fall, we're probably going to actually finish cleaning up the farm. We still have this bottom corner that we have most definitely not actually cleaned up. Alright, so let's go get the fiber to make our scarecrows. Fiber, wood, and coal. And we might as well just make 2, 3. We'll make 3. That'll last us a good long time before we need to make another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. That's where he goes. See, so it'll cover everything, but maybe one tile might be vulnerable. Okay, and then another one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right there. And then here, we actually know we want to put it there. Yep. There. Okay. So we've got our scarecrows placed. We're not going to need more scarecrows for some time, at least some time. These scarecrows are going to cover down to the bottom of the farm there with the quality sprinklers. And over here, we're starting to use iridium sprinklers. Let's see if they are ready. Strawberries are ready. That's great news. That's an extra 18 to 20,000 gold for pumpkins tomorrow. It would be really nice if we could talk to the dwarf. We still need one of the dwarf scrolls. We'll have to check to see which one and how we best get it. My guess is it's going to be the one that we need to hoe dirt in the mines for, because we have not hoed any dirt in the mines. That's just not something that we've been doing. I'd like to upgrade my hoe to gold before even attempting that, just to kind of reduce the level of pain there. Okay, we're just going to throw all these strawberries are going straight in the bin. We want that money. We want that money to buy pumpkin seeds with. Okay. Tomorrow is going to be a busy day of planting. We only have enough, I tell you what, we only have 3 more iron bars here. But we're gonna do it. We're gonna do everything we currently have If we have any extra time today, instead of going to the Skull Caverns, we'll go farm up some iron. Because that's what we need more of to make more sprinklers right now. I have a feeling we're going to be getting a lot of pumpkin seeds tomorrow. I'm not going to be fertilizing. I'm not going to be buying fertilizer. I'm not going to be spending money on anything else for a while, so we're just going to spend all of our money on pumpkin seeds. Okay, so let's go get this galaxy sword. There's nothing else really that we want to do. We're gonna go get this galaxy sword. And then we're gonna come straight back home. And we're gonna go farm iron. We're not gonna bother with the Skull Caverns right now. Alright, that's a nice fossil. That's fantastic. That's a huge upgrade. There's no reason not to pick up forage. We can just ship it in the bin. Okay? We can't buy anything just yet. Today's Sunday, so we probably should have brought the jade that we have for a few staircases. Maybe we should do that. It's another 500 gold to come back again. But I tell you what, if we're gonna try to do a Skull Cavern run at all, it's useful to have a few staircases just to skip any infested floors that you might find. You don't want to use them too frequently. Right. No. We want to throw the sweet pea in there, but the other guys, they can go in the bin. And this Yeti tooth can go away because the galaxy sword. Okay. How many jades do we have? That's actually plenty. We're going to leave 2 here because once we're able to make a couple more crystallariums, we're going to want to have 2 crystallariums replicating jade. That's generally enough. We don't need a ton of them, just enough so that when we find an infested floor, or a floor that's just giving us too much problems, we can just bypass it. I see a panning spot there. We want to be on top of these panning spots every time we see one. We do not want to pass up panning spots. Alright, that's 10 staircases. That's significant. That's more than enough to do a good Skull Cavern run. The problem that we're going to have is we don't have the bombs. So that's one thing that we want to do iron farming for as well. If we can't talk to the dwarf, and we can't afford to spend 100,000 gold on bombs right now, what we can do is we can make them with iron ore and coal. So it's very important. That's where all my wood went. I didn't think I was out of wood. So it's very important to keep chopping wood and loading up those charcoal kilns. Alright. Alright, we are out of room in this box. So let's make another box. This is gonna be the box to go to town. This is gonna be the go to town box for gifts and things that we need to turn in. So that's gonna be those as well. Okay, so we've just changed the organization. I'm sure we're going to confuse ourselves to no end because of that, but we'll get used to it after a little bit. Alright, let's go farm some iron. We might just give a quick check into the quarry before we go to the mines here. We really do just want iron right now. So if there's not a ton of iron here, I think we kind of leave it. But it's not, I think it's worth just going after the iron that we see. And we'll leave the rest for later. It can be really nice to just come in here and just throw down a few bombs. But right now we are very specifically looking for iron. So we're not trying to clear this whole thing. We don't actually need a ton of stone. We're just looking to focus on the iron and then go to the mines, because level 40 to 41 is a very lucrative iron farm. It's very consistent. Alright, back up to the top. We're just going to keep resetting this floor to get lots of iron. And we can also, because we have the galaxy sword now, we can kill things pretty quickly. If we see a ladder, we take the ladder, because that's more chances for more iron. We're not gonna stress about it though, right? I see a couple iron over there, so I'm gonna go get it. But we're not gonna stress about it. If it's a long floor and we don't see anything right away, we're just gonna reset back to the top. Running through the mines with our fashionable swashbuckler's hat. Okay, we're gonna keep dinging these floors. I don't really have a need for the frozen tear, but we're gonna pick it up anyway. I see one iron over there. I see two. Okay, it's worth going for two, I think. There's also another quartz. Once we set up that crystallarium, we don't really have a problem with quartz now. I don't know if you've noticed that. But we're no longer in dire need of quartz. That was holding us back before. We're gonna kill these dust sprites. Look at all these guys. Look at all these guys. Alright, we're gonna ignore the Dance of the Moonlight Jellies. I don't really care. Alright, nothing else. So we're gonna go ahead and reset. We're just gonna do one more round here. We've already got a decent, ooh, look at that. We've already got a decent amount of iron. So I'm happy with it. We already got that dwarf scroll. And they're completely worthless as far as that goes. So we're going to head back to the house. And I'll throw it in the bin just to make sure that I'll throw it in the box, the go to town box. Just to make sure that it is the same one. Yes, it is. Okay, we can sell it for, I believe its value is 1 gold. We're gonna keep this ruby. Again, because I don't see any way for us to get different buff foods. I think the spicy eel is probably going to be our buff food of choice, and the way we get that is by trading rubies to the desert trader. So I believe I sold my rubies earlier. I'm not going to do that again. When we get another crystallarium. When we get access to more crystallariums, we're going to have a couple for rubies, a couple for jades. I think we can be done with quartz pretty soon. Because once we're building iridium sprinklers, we don't really have a need for the quality sprinklers anymore. We can build a few more lightning rods. I think having up to 2 dozen lightning rods might be okay. After about a dozen, it doesn't really seem to matter. But we might get lucky and get 20 battery packs in a day. Who knows? We're going to need 150 or so iridium sprinklers in the end of this. Plus 20 or 30 for Ginger Island. So all told, we're probably going to want around 200 battery packs. Let's throw some more wood in the charcoal kilns. We want to keep those going. Alright, another productive day on the farm. Tomorrow is going to be all farming. Alright. Yeah, it was... Yeah, about 19,000 from the strawberries alone. Okay, so that's every 4 days, so that's not bad. That's not bad. Alright, so here we go. We need to scythe down all of these old crops. First of all, let's get these weeds out away from our fields here. Right, we don't want this stuff spreading near our fields. Okay. We'll just go around and make sure that all of our fields have full access to tillable ground without weeds. I already donated that. Okay. Alright. That's good enough to get us going for today. We have 120,000 gold, and guess what we're doing with it? We're spending it all on pumpkin seeds. So we're gonna scythe down all these weeds, they're dead crops is what they are. They're not weeds. And then we're going to plant a bunch of pumpkins. I'm gonna want to go buy the seeds before I hoe up any more ground. Because I don't actually know how many I can afford. I have not looked it up and done the math yet. So we're just gonna clear this up. Okay, so if you here's the research that was just done. If you let plants die in the soil, it does not preserve the fertilizer. Okay, we've got these few corns. They're just gonna stay there. Not a big deal. Alright, Willie has unlocked the back room of his shop. Alright, we're gonna make more charcoal. We're gonna make more bars. We're gonna make more sprinklers. Gonna do a little bit of both. Just to make sure we have the sprinkler materials we're looking for. No, the corn does not go in that box. Okay. So what do we got? We've got enough for 10 more sprinklers. I'm not even sure we need that many. I believe we do though. Okay. So we're going to go place those, and then we're going to go buy seeds. I think it seems at this point we're not going to... I think I'll skip this one for now. At this point it seems we might not be fertilizing these pumpkins at all. Alright, we'll do that one. We'll do that one. Why not? There we go. We have a nice grid. So we can definitely get another 20 or 30 of these quality sprinklers down there while we're waiting on iridium. Alright. We can put the corn and the rusty spur in the bin. We've already done that. Alright. Now... it doesn't take much time to do this. Whoops. We might as well. We might as well open stuff at Clint's and donate to the museum while we're in town. Okay, I've never seen this before. This is my first time going Joja. Why are we so happy about this stupid empty warehouse? Thanks to you, our community development pilot program has been a major success. From repairing old bridges to fixing buses to turning piles of rubble into a greenhouse, we've really turned this city around. I've also received a big promotion. Okay. President of the company asked me to give you this exclusive gift as a way of saying thanks. What did we get? A soda machine. Does that mean we get as much Joja Cola as we want? keeps pumping out the good stuff. Maybe it's probably just 1 can a day, knowing they're cheap butts. Hey, there's a spicy eel. A little bit of iridium, that's always welcome. I think that's a new one for me, yeah. I think we know that one already. I think that one's new. Alright, so we've got a couple things. Oh, and we want to keep that. We want to keep that dwarf gadget. We do not want to turn that in. Because as soon as possible, we want to build ourselves a farm computer. Especially on this farm. That's going to be very helpful. So what we need to do, we need to complete a special order for Demetrius, which they're going to make the special order board sometime in the next few days, I think. Okay, so we're going to keep that dwarf gadget. Let's see, what rewards did we get? A chicken statue. I'm not really interested. Okay. Let's check to see which dwarf scroll it is we still need. Dwarf scroll 3, dwarf scroll 2, dwarf scroll 4. So we need dwarf scroll 1. So, as is traditional, we're going to get on the wiki. And we're going to look up dwarf scroll 1. That is tilling in mines, skull cavern, any floor, or it could be dropped by monsters. It is such a very low drop chance. That is crazy. Okay, so tilling in the mines on any floor gives us a 0.16% chance. This is why I'd like to wait until the hoe is fully upgraded, so that I can till up large sections at once. Alright, let's get moving. We're going to go to Joja, and we are going to empty our wallet to buy pumpkin seeds. We are going to have 0 gold left. Well, would you look at that? Alright, I want to see what he says now. Our favorite customer, I have exciting news for you. Joja headquarters has approved the construction of a new Joja entertainment opportunity to replace the nearby Joja warehouse. We just need an investor willing to support our vision. So naturally I turn to you, our most devoted and generous Joja member. 500,000 gold. Okay, so it's going to be a little bit. It's going to be a little bit. But keep in mind, now that we've completed all the other bundles, what else are we going to do with our money? Let's see how much this pumpkin harvest brings in. I'm thinking it's going to bring in 200 to 300,000 for the first harvest. I think the second harvest, I think we're going to have trouble keeping up with the sprinkler's demand. And at this point, I can't possibly hand water everything. Okay, so pumpkin seeds. That's what we're going for. We're just going for 2 pumpkin harvests here. I don't think anything else is going to be as profitable. I know cranberries can be profitable. Let's look at that. Cranberries. I'm on the wiki. I'm looking this up. Okay, we do have agriculturist. So if we would plant cranberries, we can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 harvests of cranberries. Their base price is 75 gold each. Sometimes you'll get 2, but that means we're going to make about 375 gold from each seed. With pumpkins, though, or not necessarily each seed, 375 from each seed, and they cost 240 each. Okay, maybe that's a bit much. So that's a 135 gold profit expected. Okay, pumpkins are 320 gold base gold. We're going to get 2 crops, and they are 100 gold per seed, so they are way more profitable. Okay, let's see how many we can get. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700. Do I want to keep going? Yes. 800 goes by. 900. We have a full stack of 1,000 pumpkins here. I might be willing to do some watering, but I'm not willing to do that much watering. 100, 200. Okay, so we got 1,200 pumpkin seeds. Guys, I'm questioning my life choices. Alright, let's get to work. Let's get to work. We have the afternoon. Alright. You're darn straight we're not buying any fertilizer. We are... Let's see what this soda machine does. Yeah, I think it just gives us 1 per day. So let's go ahead and drink 1, because that's what we've got. That gives us a little bit of speed for a very short amount of time. But it is enough. It's better than nothing. Okay, and what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and just start planting the ground that we already have available. We're going to see how far we get and how many seeds we have left over afterwards. Because that's going to tell us how much ground we would need to hoe. Just remember, all of the ground that we currently have, we have more sprinklers than we have tilled ground right now. But I am pretty certain we don't have enough sprinklers. That was 200. We've already planted 200. So you know what? Maybe we do have enough sprinklers for this. I'm glad I spent so much time farming materials in the mines and making all these quality sprinklers, because, you know, I think we might make it. In a second here, we're going to have to start hoeing the ground up, though, because we're almost done with what we had saved with the summer wild seeds. We have been planting pumpkin seeds for 2 hours already. Almost 3. All right. We have... All right, look at all this. This is... We have 683 seeds left, so we planted not quite half of them. So actually, no. We do not have enough sprinklers for the current seeds that we have. No, we do not. Alright. But let's just get going, right? Whoops. I'm also going to have to water all of this newly tilled ground by hand, so I want to keep an eye on the time here. I'm not so much worried about the energy. I have plenty of food. I'm worried about the time. Am I going to have time to till and water all this ground? I might have to continue this tomorrow. Maybe I did not have time to take stuff to Clint. That's my bad. I wasted maybe an hour or 2 on Clint and the museum. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to come across this. Whoops. Come on. I'm going to come across... I'm having trouble with my aiming the direction that I'm extending. I'll come across this one. We'll plant these up. We'll water it up, and we'll see where we are at that point. Okay, the hoe upgrade is definitely a big deal. The watering can upgrade is definitely a big deal. I am looking forward to getting them completely upgraded. That's for sure. And as soon as I'm done with this original planting of these pumpkins, I can put the hoe in for upgrade then. But this might take me another day. Alright, let's plant these up and then water them. This is kind of insane, guys. 1,200 pumpkin seeds in fall of year 1. Okay, they're all planted. Now we have to water them all, and I think that's probably going to be my entire day. I'm definitely going to have to finish planting tomorrow. Which is actually kind of a problem, because regular pumpkins with agriculturist. Okay, no, I have some spare days. I can be 1 day late and still get a second harvest off of the ground. What I need is deluxe speed grow, but I would need to do that at the very beginning of the season. Actually, because I have agriculturist, I could do deluxe speed grow for the second harvest. And I should theoretically still get a third harvest. I think we'll try that out. The problem being deluxe speed grow is 80 gold each. So for 1200 deluxe speed grow, that's 96,000 gold. We'll see what our harvest profits are. We bought 1200, they're 100 each, so it was 120,000 gold we spent on these pumpkin seeds. Alright, it was 120,000 gold we spent on these pumpkin seeds, so we're saying we would need another 96,000 gold. So we're going to need the harvest to bring in 200 and basically 220,000. That would buy the same amount of seeds, and the fertilizer to cover the field with. So we'll see if that's possible. I mean, this is going to be one heck of a harvest, that's for sure. What did we say the base pumpkin cost? The base pumpkin sell price is 320 gold. So no matter what, we're going to get at least 320,000 gold. So that's definitely more than enough to buy all of these same pumpkin seeds again and the deluxe speed grow to cover them. So we might go with that. That might be what we do here. Yeah, I know it's late. I think I kind of estimated that just right. I'm going to finish watering all this, and then I'll just plant until I can't anymore, or we just go to bed now. I think we just go to bed now. That gives us a nice rectangular field. That's a different schedule. What we might do we have time to do this? I don't know if we do have time or not. I think we can get it. No. Come on, stop. Stop being bad at games. Alright, and now we need to water it. Have you sent? I am waiting. Don't wait for me. I told you when the stream is over that I would get on Discord, and I'm out of water. Don't wait. When I'm done with the stream, I'll accept your friend request, and tell you that I'm not buying your graphic design services. Alright, yeah, we get 1 Joja Cola a day from the machine. It is very anticlimactic there. Alright, let's see what we've got here. Hey Emma, good morning. We've got quite the farming going on since you were here last. We've just started fall, and yesterday we purchased 1,200 pumpkin seeds. So that is our task right now, is to finish planting these. We did not have enough time to plant all of the pumpkin seeds yesterday. We passed out on the farm. So today, we continue. How's your day? No, I did not want to do that. Okay. We bought 1,200 pumpkin seeds from Joja. We finished all the Joja bundles. So the bus is open now, the quarry is open, everything is open. And we're just trying to get this first planting of pumpkins in the ground. And it's proving to be a lot of work. I'm definitely wondering why I picked this challenge to do at this point. I need to get my tools upgraded. Once I have a full set of iridium tools, this will definitely get easier. But I don't think it's ever, I don't think it's ever going to be fully automated. Oh, there's a panning spot. I need to get every panning spot I can see, just in case we get some iridium ore. Not that time. Not that time. We haven't found any iridium ore in panning spots just yet. But I have faith. Okay, we want to not hoe up that scarecrow, because that's just wasted time and annoying. So it's going to take us until noon here just to get this all hoed up. And then we are going to need to water this, sadly. So that they're only 1 day behind instead of 2 days behind. Alright, and I just need to get back to making sprinklers. I'm not sure how many things I'm willing to water at this point. I would like to start doing skull cavern runs in the hopes of doing iridium sprinklers instead of quality sprinklers. I only have so many battery packs, but every iridium sprinkler covers 3 times as much ground as a quality sprinkler. So they're well worth the effort. Alrighty. So let's water all that up and see where that leaves us. We have 267 seeds left, so we have planted about 950 pumpkins so far. So we could definitely just farm the materials for quality sprinklers. Okay, sorry about that. Had a knock at the door. These things happen. It is already almost 5 p.m. here on the farm. So we're not going to get much done on the second day of summer except planting either. I think at this point I'm not going to plant all of these seeds immediately. I think we're going to have to save some back for the second planting. We're going to try to enlarge our fields before the second planting. We planted very close to 1,000 pumpkins for this first planting. And that's nothing to sneeze at. I'm not unhappy about that number. I would have liked to have done the entire 1200. Oh my goodness, I forgot that I had the steel watering can this entire time. I've been using it just like the copper watering can, and it's been wasting my time. Look at that. Alright, so yeah, I mean it's gonna take us not long. We're almost done with the watering here. Very close. But how much extra time are we going to have? And keep in mind that any more digging and planting we do now does not have a sprinkler to water it. Alright. Alright, strawberries probably tomorrow. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream. I was charged 2 gold to cover my medical expenses. Oof. Alright, we've got some aged legend roe. We've got some extra stuff there. I might as well drink that Joja cola in the morning. We've got a dwarf computer that I do not want to donate. That's important. I want to keep that to make our farm computer later. Okay, we've got a few odds and ends here. We're gonna drink that in the morning. We're just gonna save these seeds. Unless, of course, we can make a few more sprinklers. I don't think we can do it tonight. I don't think we're gonna make it tonight. Alright, we would need to wait on those quartz and then have enough time to dig and water and plant. So I think we're just gonna leave it at that. We definitely tried, didn't we? We definitely tried. Let's grab the bombs and the staircases, and we're gonna put those in the going to town chest, or so now it's a going to town chest or going to the Skull Caverns chest. Okay, so that is that. We've got just under 1,000 pumpkins planted. That was a very productive time there. It's fall now. We've got just under 1,000 pumpkins planted, and we're going to expand that on the second planting. Okay, and I think at this point, after that experience, I'm gonna kind of go easy on myself now. I'm not gonna be trying to expand as rapidly. I think we're gonna kind of relax a little bit, get ready for winter, try to make a bunch of iridium sprinklers. And just grow at a steady pace. If we do some good Skull Cavern runs over the winter, then we can do the explosive growth in spring of next year. Look at this beautiful field of pumpkins. Look at that. That is something to behold. Alright. Well, the iridium sprinkler stays on for longer than the quality sprinkler. Not only does it spread the water wider, it also does it longer. Okay. So thank you for joining me, and have a great day.